Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chad Novak, and I'm here on behalf of the Saskatchewan Taxpayers Advocacy Group, which is a grassroots organization proudly standing up for the rights of individual taxpayers. Here today to talk about the Curling Club's request for tax exemptions / their submission of the business report. I just briefly looked through the report itself. It looks pretty interesting and looks pretty good. I like the idea. It makes perfect sense. I'm sure that there's a lot of rich history behind each organization. I'm sure that's always going to be probably a sticking point, as with any organization, trying to amalgamate. But I like the idea that they're looking to amalgamate the overall administration and things like that. I love the co-op approach to anything. I will always support that. So I think that those are great opportunities here that they have. One thing that I've noticed was kind of lacking in the report. I would have liked to have seen some kind of financials. I know that was something that you guys even were asking about. I think that would have helped. Maybe if that's something that can be presented to at City Council, it would be helpful. Because as we saw, some of the numbers just didn't match. Like when we were talking about the Callie being in the red in 2015, but the gentleman had mentioned that they're in the black. So I'm guessing that's something to do with probably depreciation built into that or what have you. So that being said, I'm not going to nitpick any of that stuff, but it's just things that I've noted. A couple of things I also wanted to note that Callie is the only curling club that I'm seeing in the public accounts that gets what is called subsidized rent. I'd like to get a little bit better clarification as to what this is, but it's $750,000. I think that we need to know a little bit better idea of what that is. I'm presuming that it's a city-owned facility. It's to do with the lease, and I know that that's actually where we got to today. I noticed one thing that was lacking in the report, even from your administration, and I don't know if this was a deliberate thing or if this was accidental, but it is a significant thing that the Callie, actually, their tax exemption isn't truly a tax exemption. Anybody that's reviewed the lease or the document from, I think it was January this year, it's talking about that it was actually basically what happened was that Callie was leasing out some of their space for the clubhouse for the adjacent city-owned golf course. That's since basically shut down, from what I understand, at least for the last 2 years. It's currently in review to determine what to do. But what's happened over the course of the years is they were also supposed, the city was supposed to pay them a rent, and instead of basically, I'm guessing from an administrative standpoint, instead of them paying you and you paying them, it just nixed it out. But again, the problem became that it set a precedent that it appeared that it was a tax exemption, and I think that's what kind of led to the other curling clubs, understandably, asking for tax exemptions as well. So I think that we need to make sure that we're asking, or we're all on the same page in that sense, that people understand that, because that's a very key aspect that I think was I'm very disappointed that it was missed in the report. Secondly, or another thing I noticed that the city had paid 50% of the cost.
Just go back here.
Okay, thank you. The city had paid 50% of the cost of this study, whereas tomorrow there's a museum study that they did the exact same thing, and the city paid 100% of that cost. So I want to make sure we're getting fair and equitable treatment to everybody, and that doesn't seem like they were treated equitably in that sense. And finally, in the report, it talks about a review of all curling clubs, basically in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and 99% of them, if not all of them, are in the same boat as the curling clubs here, where they operate the same way, but they all pay property tax. And ironically, in the report, we're going here and we're suggesting that it's okay to exempt it. So to the taxpayers of Regina, we deserve a real answer as to why we should be subsidizing it as opposed to other centers that aren't. Thank you, and I will gladly answer any questions you may have.
5 minutes. Thanks very much. Questions for Delegation? Seeing none, you made yourself very clear. Thank you.
Thank you.